The print, 26th of March 2024, in the 1980s, China was involved in Afghanistan every day. It desires the area's mineral richness. With complaints from Pakistan, China was directly fighting U.S. forces in Afghanistan and covertly giving money and weapons to push the Americans to leave the country. Any conversation on India's neighbors in New Delhi eventually boils down to what the governments of those nations should do, or don't do, in the event of a domestic crisis. Guests and panelists debated whether India should have gone all in Afghanistan at a panel discussion on Kallol Bhattacherjee's book The Great Game in Afghanistan, Rajiv Gandhi, General Zia, and the Unending War on March 19 at the India International Centre. One of the audience members asked if India's foreign policy is only reactionary or inactive about Bangladesh, Afghanistan, and Myanmar, our immediate neighbors. Bhattacherjee provided an alternate explanation of Indian foreign policy that focused on utilizing human connections, such as people-to-people ties, as opposed to other kinds of physical power, like the deployment of security forces or the weaponization of commerce and investment. India has natural ties to Bangladesh, Myanmar, and Afghanistan, Bhattacherjee declared during a discussion with Rajiv Gandhi, a former Indian ambassador to Romania, and Vivek Kotdru, a retired Indian ambassador to Afghanistan. Former diplomat KP Fabian moderated the discussion. The citizens of these nations frequently travel to India for additional education or medical care. In these nations, we have hospitals and other similar projects. Bhattacherjee stated that these living bridges are a constant source of information and education for us. However, he acknowledged that it is unclear how much the Indian government apparatus uses these living bridges or foreign policy objectives. The hypothetical question. The book was released in 2017 before Kabul fell and the current Taliban administration was established. It examines the circumstances surrounding Afghanistan in the late 1980s when the USSR was occupying the nation, and a coalition of nations was trying to install a government through diplomacy. In parallel, Pakistan and other Western nations provided financial support to the Afghan Mujahideen so they could fight Mikhail Gorbachev's Soviet Union. Gorbachev's Prime Minister, Rajiv Gandhi, intervened in this crisis by endorsing the then President of Afghanistan, Muhammad Najibullah. Without asking oneself what ifs and what thens, no stroll down memory lane through history is complete. What if Pakistan's leader at this time was Benazir Bhutto? Would the result have been different? Inquired one viewer. According to Bhattacherjee, there would have been no discernible difference. One needs to keep in mind that the presence of the organization al-Zulfikar within the borders of Afghanistan is the reason behind General Zia's actions, Bhattacherjee stated. The Bouzias brothers, Murtaza and Shah Nawaz, founded al-Zulfikar, a terrorist organization, to exact revenge on General Zia for the 1979 murder of their father, Zulfikar Ali Bhutto. In the end, both brothers met strange deaths. Shah Nawaz in 1985 from suspected poisoning in France and Murtaza in 1993 during a police confrontation. However, according to Bhattacherjee, General Zia-ul-Haq's government was embarrassed by their Zia-ul-Haq, such as the takeover of Pakistan International Airlines Flight 326. In response to a question from another audience member regarding China's role in Afghanistan during this time, China said that Beijing was involved in the country every single day in the late 1980s. He concurred that Benazir Bhutto would not have altered the history of Afghanistan as prime minister. According to Kotdru, the army would not allow any civilian to not embrace the American position. The governments of the world, including India, have not formally recognized the Taliban, who has ruled Afghanistan since August 2021. However, the ex-Indian envoy noted that Beijing continues to designate new envoys to Kabul. The Chinese desire the Hindu Kush's mineral richness. Significant amounts of iron, copper, and rare earth minerals are present in the Kush. According to Bhattacharjee, they want to incorporate these resources into their western areas.